Since you've clicked on this video, I believe you're actively seeking a way to cultivate self-discipline, improve habits, and reshape your lifestyle. I'll also venture a guess. Perhaps you've tried multiple times to change yourself, but gave up halfway or saw minimal results. And that's totally fine. But this time, we'll try a smarter, science-backed approach. This video will guide you, starting with understanding how the brain works and how it influences our behavior choices. We'll learn to align with the brain's habit-forming mechanisms, redesign our own self-discipline system, and recognize our capability boundaries. We'll face the discomfort that comes with change head-on and even turn those negative emotions into fuel for progress. Finally, we'll solidify a belief together. I can become someone who takes control of life, embraces change, and achieves goals. Don't rush, let's take it step by step, starting with this video today. The human brain contains roughly 100 billion neurons, tiny cells that collectively govern our behaviors, emotions, and thoughts. In 2009, neuroscientists Todd, Hare, and Colin Camerer conducted an experiment using functional magnetic resonance imaging to track brain activity changes during tasks requiring self-control. Participants had to choose between two reward options: immediate small cash rewards after the experiment or larger rewards after a delay. This was a classic battle between instant gratification and delayed gratification. The results showed that when participants weighed these options, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, vmPFC, and dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, DLPFC, were particularly active. The vmPFC evaluates the pros and cons of options, driven by intuition and basic physiological needs, for example, hunger, while the DLPFC acts as a regulator, intervening to prioritize abstract, long-term benefits, for example, health or fitness, over immediate temptations. When self-control was exercised, DLPFC activity significantly increased, playing a critical role. Further studies revealed that people with strong self-control consider both taste and health value in decisions, while those lacking self-control focus only on taste. This suggests that the DLPFC can effectively regulate the vmPFC's valuation mechanism in disciplined individuals, balancing instant and long-term rewards. Self-discipline isn't an inborn talent. It's a skill you can develop through consistent practice. Research shows that differences in self-control are shaped far more by habit and effort than by genetics. Just like physical exercise strengthens your muscles, intentionally training your brain, particularly the DLPFC, which governs self-control, can significantly improve your ability to stay disciplined. In short, self-discipline is a mental mechanism that can be strengthened over time. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes, eventually turning into a natural, effortless part of your daily life. Now that we understand self-discipline's flexibility and potential for growth, let's explore its concrete, life-changing benefits. Developing self-discipline doesn't just improve willpower, it elevates thinking, decision-making, and overall quality of life across multiple areas. Here are 11 key benefits. Better decision-making. Self-discipline sharpens your ability to stay calm and think clearly under pressure, leading to smarter, more deliberate choices. Enhanced emotional regulation. By managing impulses and emotions, you cultivate greater emotional stability and reduce reactive, impulsive behavior. Healthier habits. Self-discipline helps you resist unhealthy temptations, promoting consistent exercise, balanced nutrition, and avoiding harmful habits like substance abuse. Increased productivity and focus. It improves concentration and task management, minimizing procrastination and enhancing overall productivity. Stronger, healthier relationships. Emotional control and impulse management foster more stable, fulfilling, and supportive relationships. Greater goal achievement. Prioritizing long-term goals over fleeting gratification empowers steady progress and long-term success in every area of life. Reduce stress and anxiety. Anticipating challenges and proactively managing obstacles lowers stress and promotes peace of mind. Improved self-esteem and confidence. Achieving personal goals through discipline boosts your confidence, self-respect, and overall sense of competence. Enhanced resilience. Self-discipline builds mental toughness, making it easier to recover from setbacks and navigate difficult situations. Optimize time management. It strengthens your ability to prioritize effectively, manage your schedule, and make the most of your time. Improved financial stability. By resisting impulsive spending and making sound financial choices, self-discipline contributes to long-term financial security and peace of mind. Despite these appealing benefits, many people still feel an invisible force holding them back from practicing self-discipline. This is entirely normal, even for highly motivated individuals. That force is known as status quo bias, a psychological tendency to favor the familiar and resist the unknown. We're wired to cling to what we know, instinctively wary of change, even when it promises improvement. Before leaving the comfort of the current state for something better, our minds crave solid evidence that the change will deliver positive results. And even when the odds are in our favor, our subconscious often exaggerates the potential risks and downplays the rewards. This isn't just true for life-changing decisions like moving to a new city or getting married. It also quietly influences our ability to build new daily habits. A closely related concept is the mere exposure effect, a psychological mechanism that makes us prefer what feels familiar. Research dating back to 1968 shows that people tend to develop a liking for symbols, words, or experiences they encounter frequently. This effect works both for and against us. On the upside, when you repeatedly practice disciplined habits, self-control gradually feels natural and old bad habits lose their grip. The downside is that we're wired to cling to familiar, often unhealthy, behaviors, which makes adopting new habits difficult. Take waking up early on weekends as an example. You might set the intention to rise early and work on your personal goals, but years of sleeping in have built a strong status quo bias that resists change. The solution is to turn the mere exposure effect to your advantage. Increase your exposure to new habits through consistent, repeated practice. Force yourself to wake up early several times, and eventually it will start to feel routine. The important thing to remember is this: every effort, no matter how small, rewires your brain, making discipline more instinctive over time. Next, we'll look at how to break through status quo bias and apply actionable strategies to keep moving steadily toward your goals. One powerful way to strengthen self-discipline is by harnessing the mere exposure effect, the psychological principle that the more we're exposed to something, the more natural it feels. Through repeated practice, even challenging habits start to feel familiar. Waking up early might feel brutal at first, but stick with it and your brain will adjust, making it easier over time. The secret is simple. Every small effort quietly rewires your brain, gradually turning self-discipline into second nature. Next, we'll dive deeper into overcoming status quo bias and crafting practical strategies to help you move steadily toward your goals. The key difference between successful and unsuccessful people isn't talent or luck, it's the habits they cultivate day in and day out. Truly exceptional individuals build their lives around consistent routines, repeating small, intentional actions that steadily improve their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Over time, these good habits become second nature, as automatic as brushing your teeth. Our goal is simple: to make the habits you aspire to, healthy eating, consistent workouts, less screen time, or ditching binge watching, feel as natural and automatic as brushing your teeth. Here are some practical habits you can gradually adopt to strengthen your self-discipline. First, start by waking up on time. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Waking up on time, moving your body with light exercise, and eating a nourishing breakfast primes you for better choices and a more positive mindset throughout the day. Many highly successful people rely on a consistent morning ritual, whether it's exercise, meditation, reading, journaling, or prayer. Choose a routine that resonates with you and let your mornings become the foundation for taking control of your life. Second, prioritize the hour before bed. If mornings shape your day, the final hour before bed prepares your body and mind for rest, emotional reset, and energy restoration. Good bedtime habits help your brain wind down and set you up for a strong tomorrow. Aim for at least 7 hours of sleep, limit screen time before bed, and try calming activities like reading, a warm bath, or meditation to improve sleep quality and mental clarity. Third, keep your environment clean and organized. Your surroundings reflect your state of mind. Disciplined people maintain tidy, organized homes and workspaces, and for good reason. A clean environment boosts efficiency, saves time, reduces stress, and improves focus. Think about the frustration of searching for misplaced keys or documents. Clutter triggers anxiety and wastes precious mental energy. A neat, orderly space keeps your mind calm, your actions efficient, and subtly signals to others that you're reliable and in control. Fourth, use the 10-minute rule. Temptations often peak in the first few minutes. The 10-minute rule is a simple yet effective trick. When you feel an urge, whether to snack, skip a workout, or procrastinate, tell yourself to wait just 10 minutes. Often, the craving or resistance will pass or weaken. This strategy works for exercise, studying, writing, or resisting distractions. On a treadmill and tempted to stop? Commit to 10 more minutes. You'll likely find you have more in the tank than you thought. At its core, self-discipline isn't easy. It's not an innate talent or a spark of fleeting inspiration. It's a hard-earned skill, forged through repeated effort and training. Watching endless videos, binge eating junk food, or giving into distractions takes no discipline at all. Real discipline reveals itself in the moments when you're tired, bored, tempted, or ready to quit, and you choose to persist anyway. This process isn't comfortable. It involves struggle, fatigue, anxiety, and plenty of discomfort. It requires the mental toughness of a Navy SEAL to resist the natural urge for shortcuts and instant gratification. But here's the good news: discomfort can become familiar. With consistent practice, what once felt unbearable grows manageable, even routine. As you train yourself to lean into unease, you gradually weaken harmful habits and addictive behaviors. Struggle, after all, is part of being human. The truth is simple. If you want to grow, you must learn to embrace discomfort. Because on the other side of that discomfort is the life you want. The goal of discipline training isn't to erase discomfort. It's to transform what once felt unbearable into tolerable and eventually into no big deal. It's about reframing your relationship with discomfort. For example, instead of seeing hunger as suffering, view it as a signal. Great, I'm sticking to my plan and my body's burning fat. True self-discipline is about enduring short-term discomfort for long-term rewards. The more you lean into moments of unease, the stronger your mental resilience becomes, allowing you to stay steady under pressure and adapt in any environment. That said, no one pretends this process is easy, but there are proven ways to make it more manageable. One key strategy is learning how to reduce the intensity of temptations and urges. An urge is that physical and mental impulse that pushes you toward habitual, often harmful, behaviors. These impulses hit fast, strike hard, and can be stubborn. Many setbacks, overeating, binge scrolling, skipping workouts, start with a sudden impulse. Most people either try to resist these urges head-on or distract themselves, but those tactics rarely work for long. In fact, psychology research shows that suppressing a thought often makes it stronger. It's like someone telling you, "Don't think about an elephant," and suddenly all you can picture is a herd of elephants. Urges operate the same way. The more you fight them, the more they linger. The better strategy is to ride them out, like a surfer catching a wave. Let the urge rise, crest, and pass. You'll find it weakens on its own if you stop giving it power through resistance. The next time an impulse strikes, don't fight it or distract yourself. Instead, follow these steps. Step 1. Notice where the impulse manifests in your body. Pay attention to physical sensations, sweaty palms when anxious, a tight stomach when hungry, or a tingling scalp when frustrated. Find where it shows up. Step 2. Focus on that sensation. Avoid suppressing or judging it. Just observe it without reaction. Step 3. Breathe deeply for 2 minutes. Take slow, steady breaths, allowing the impulse to rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Step 4. Visualize the impulse as a wave. Imagine the sensation as a wave. It surges up and then recedes. Don't fight it. Glide with it, allowing it to pass. Step 5. Notice changes as the impulse fades. As the impulse fades, you'll realize it wasn't as overwhelming as it seemed. It passes just like a wave. Once you successfully surf an impulse, you'll build confidence in handling the next one. Over time, you'll notice that impulses become easier to manage. Remember, all impulses are temporary. No emotion, whether hunger, frustration, or laziness, lasts forever. For example, new dieters often worry, "If I don't eat now, I'll get hungrier, lose focus, or snap." But those who fasted know that hunger comes in waves. Once you push past the peak, calm follows. More often than not, what we feel as hunger is really boredom, anxiety, or a conditioned eating cue, not a true physiological need. If you can endure a few moments of hunger, you'll realize it's more manageable than it seems. You might be thinking, "I've tried so many methods, why can't I form good habits?" Many people set goals focused on outcomes. Read 10 books, lose 20 pounds, run a marathon. But goals alone won't get you there. What truly matters is the system, the daily actions that support your objectives. Take a football coach, for example. If their sole focus is winning a championship, but they neglect daily training, strategy, diet, or rest, will they win? Of course not. Winning teams focus on daily drills, proper nutrition, regular reviews, and mental preparation. That's their system. When the system is running smoothly, results follow. Your life works the same way. Success doesn't come from a distant goal alone. It comes from the consistent actions you take every day. Self-discipline is a lifestyle, but when you focus only on outcomes, change becomes a temporary task. It's like crash dieting for a wedding or cramming for exams. Once the event is over, old habits quickly return. Truly disciplined people don't just aim for short-term results. They build lifelong systems that keep them in the game, always improving and never quitting. Moreover, lasting change isn't driven by goals, it's driven by identity. So, what does that mean? If a habit doesn't become part of your identity, goal-driven motivation won't last. Many people can stick to running, a sugar-free diet, or a reading plan for months through sheer willpower, but once the challenge ends, they revert to old patterns. The problem isn't the goal, it's the identity. Your behavior reflects your identity. If you see yourself as a runner, you won't skip your runs due to rain, a late workday, or a bad mood. If you're a reader, you won't need to force yourself to hit a book quota. You'll naturally love to read. If you're a disciplined person, you'll instinctively make choices that align with that identity. Instead of setting goals like read 10 books, lose 10 pounds, or run a marathon, start reshaping your identity. Not "I'll quit sugar," but "I'm someone who controls my diet and values health." Not "I'll work out daily," but "I'm someone who loves exercise and staying active." When habits become part of your identity, actions feel natural and require little effort. Research confirms this. When behaviors align with our identity, consistency follows. This is the ultimate path to sustaining good habits and breaking bad ones. From now on, ditch the phrase "I'll try to do it." That's for those not fully committed. See yourself as an action taker, no hesitation, no spectators. When you believe you're someone who follows through, self-discipline and change become inevitable. First step: start small with achievable goals. For example, exercise for just 5 minutes a day, write 50 words, or skip 1 milk tea. Don't underestimate these small actions. They build "I can do this" confidence, creating momentum for larger changes. Positive self-talk. When setting goals, mentally cheer yourself on. "I'll do this. I'm an action taker. I'm someone who sticks with it." These positive inner dialogues shape your behavior and reinforce your commitment. Know your why. Goals without a clear purpose are empty. Ask yourself, why must I achieve this? What does it mean to me? Tie your goals to your values and vision. For example, exercise to stay healthy for your children, or write a book to inspire others. A strong why fuels lasting motivation. Recognize trade-offs. You can't have it all. Achieving anything valuable requires sacrifice. Want to save money? Skip impulsive buys. Want to lose weight? Cut down on couch and TV time. Before setting goals, identify what you're willing to give up and decide if it's worth it. That way, discomfort won't catch you by surprise. Don't rush the finish line. Many start with enthusiasm, expecting quick results, but passion fades fast. Long-term success depends on planning and steady execution. Create a clear, realistic plan and stick to it. Motivation is great, but steady progress is reliable. Keep a journal to track daily progress. Seeing weeks of consistency fuels achievement. If you're sedentary and aiming for a marathon, it feels impossible. Instead of thinking, 42 kilometers is too far, focus on small steps. 5 minutes, 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers. Celebrate each milestone. Small wins make you feel like a winner, and enough of them will transform you into a disciplined action taker. Repetition is key. It may not be exciting, but repetition is the most reliable path to success. You'll slip up sometimes. Don't beat yourself up. The key is to get back on track the next day. Life isn't about perfection. It's about returning to the path again and again. To move from setting goals to achieving them, learn to enjoy the process, even when it's tough, dull, or frustrating. Why? Willpower and fleeting passion can't carry you all the way. They burn out fast, leading to quitting. The good news: basic psychology tricks can make you love the process as much as the goal. In the 19th century, Pavlov showed that dogs salivated not just for food, but for a bell once they associated it with food. Similarly, humans can link tough tasks to positive feelings. Over time, you'll begin to enjoy what you once resisted. For example, if workouts feel dreadful, create an upbeat playlist for your exercise routine. Soon, your brain will link music with movement, making you eager to train, even without earphones. This is a positive association, a form of classic conditioning. Consistency is the key to success. Keep doing something, and it becomes as natural as brushing your teeth. No hesitation, no inner conflict, just action. The path to your goals becomes smoother with time. Even better? Tie success to your identity. Stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to run a marathon. Instead, be someone who loves fitness and discipline. When you embrace this identity, you'll naturally act in ways that align with it. Your thoughts shape your reality. The more you see yourself as that person, the closer you get. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? The only thing standing between you and a better version of yourself is consistent action. Striving for your ideal self means you still have time and opportunity to shape your life, a chance that many never get. Of course, the journey comes with emotional lows. We must face this reality. Many people fail at discipline, not due to laziness, but because their emotions collapse, wiping out self-control. Negative emotions aren't the enemy. Learning how to channel them is the key. Take anger. Some are taught to suppress it, which leads to internal pain, while others use it to manipulate, damaging relationships. Anger is a form of energy. It's how you use it that matters. Channel it into workouts, training, or proving doubters wrong. Many underdogs, pushed to their limits, tap into anger to fuel remarkable resilience. Jealousy often triggers the urge to belittle others to ease insecurity. But jealousy is a signal. It's telling you, that's what I want. Instead of resenting it, use it as motivation. Clarify what you desire, make a plan, and take action. The next time you feel jealous, ask yourself, why do I envy them? What do I truly want? Then, go after it. Anxiety can be transformed into something positive. Fear has the power to paralyze, but when used wisely, it can spur action. For example, during a company crisis, many people panic. The smart move? Face the fear head-on and create a plan. Ask yourself, what scares me? What's the worst-case scenario? If it happens, how can I cope? By giving fear an outlet, you turn it into a catalyst for progress. Even the hardest emotions, sadness, anger, despair, can be channeled into something constructive. Life's darkest moments, like losing a loved one or ending a relationship, force us to reconsider what truly matters. What once felt urgent fades into the background, and suddenly, you gain clarity. Discipline becomes easier when you realize there's no time to waste. In fact, many of the world's greatest successes were born from pain. People often channel grief into running marathons, starting charities, or pursuing what once seemed impossible, not because it's easy, but because pain reveals what's truly worth fighting for. And science supports this. A study from Ghent University found that negative emotions can fuel creativity. Artists, writers, and creators are often more productive when they're feeling down. So, the next time you're low, don't numb the emotion, use it. Write, create, build. You might surprise yourself with what you can accomplish. Here's the truth. Emotions are unavoidable, but they're also powerful tools. When you learn to turn anger, jealousy, anxiety, or sadness into action, you separate yourself from those who quit. You become the one who rises. If you've made it this far, congratulations. By watching this video, you didn't just consume content, you actively sought to improve yourself. That's significant. You've shown the determination that sparks every great transformation. Remember, willpower is like a muscle. It doesn't grow overnight, and you won't wake up tomorrow as disciplined as Bill Gates. But you don't need to. Start small. Wake up just 30 minutes earlier. Dedicate 5 minutes each day to something positive. Those small wins build momentum, and over time, they'll reshape your future. Your life today is the result of past decisions. Your future? It will be shaped by the choices you make from this moment forward. Your finances, your mindset, your relationships, they all depend on the actions you take now. So don't treat discipline like a tool to be used only in emergencies. Make it a part of your identity. Behind every successful celebrity, athlete, or leader you admire, there's a string of ordinary, unsung days filled with small, disciplined actions. Over time, those habits become second nature, and you'll start operating on a higher level without even thinking about it. Because self-discipline isn't just the key to success, it's the key to everything. The journey you're beginning? It's more meaningful than you may realize. This is where it all starts.